Hello students. In this video, I will cover the database access with JDBC and MySQL. JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. It is a set of libraries given as API for database access. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Here is API, and that set of programs developed in Java, and by using this API we can have a database access in our Java applications. Here Java application, maybe it can be simple Java application programs, or it can be servlets or even JSP, etc. These Java interfaces defines set of JDBC classes, and most generic one already provided with the package java.sql. But a database specific set of libraries, we have to download them from their developing from their site or their developer site. For example, if you want to access the MySQL data, we have to download the driver packages or driver classes for MySQL and configure them according to their instructions. There are many steps to access the data through JDBC. This we have to import it first, the packages, and register the drivers, open a connection, execute query, and extract the data from the result site and clean up the environment. And we will go for these steps in much more detail in the next coming slides. First I will go for the necessary classes required to have a database access through JDBC. Driver manager classes. This class provides a method, that is get connection, which establishes the connection to the database. This must select the correct driver for the database from those that have been registered. So this class must be registered. Here is, we'll go for registration of the class later. And the reference to a database provided in a URL format, and its syntax is like this. First string word here is JDBC, then the protocol used to connect with the database, that is sub protocol name, and additional data, that is more info. Sub protocol name part is used to specify the driver for the database, and usually it is specific for a particular database. For example, for MySQL database, that's MySQL protocol here is MySQL. More info part, it is dependent on the protocol being used, and also it is dependent on the type of the database server that is going to access through our Java programs. Get connection is overloaded function, so there are many possibilities to invoke it. So two I have given here is, one method here is, that is one type of invocation, calling it here is driver manager dot get connection. Observe that I am using the class name directly with the method name. The reason is that get connection method is a static method in the class driver manager, so I cannot call this through the object of the driver manager. We have to use, that is we have to invoke this method through class name only. And here is the first argument here is as an URL, that is JDBC sub protocol name, and the host name for the MySQL, name of the database, and username and password. All these are given as one string, and more info part is here is empty. And the most convenient one is that is the second one given here is driver manager dot get connection, and here is JDBC colon sub protocol name for the MySQL colon slash slash name of the host, and in our case here it is localhost, and if it is in the remote host, then we have to give the IP address or the correct DNS name, slash then name of the database that I am going to use, then name of the user, that is root in this case, and the password is student. This is the class. By using the get connection method, we will create a connection object. So this function returns a connection object that has to be stored in the instance of the connection interface. And while continuing the connection, we have to register the database drivers. There are two methods. One is generic one, that is in the configuration of the database JDBC driver configuration files. We will provide the list of the class, that is actually it's the path here is that is provided in the configuration variable jdbc.drivers. Here it is, for example, org.ggt.mm.mysql.driver. Observe here is driver is the name of the class that provides the access to MySQL database, and this is the actual package path, and these path information may be differed depending on the version of the MySQL, and also for different type of database softwares it may be different. In another method is which is suitable for web environment, that is using the for name method of the class. Observe here is name of the class here is class. Here class dot for name, whatever the name I have provided for the in the previous method, that is providing the path for the JDBC drivers, I will use it. I will provide it in the string format, and I am creating the instance of this class, that is new instance, and this is suitable only if we are using the same type of database from specific vendor. Next is the statement interface. We will create a statement object, and usually that is created by connection class, and this statement object contains the object of the statement, and usually it is a string information which is nothing but the SQL command. So here is the example code, that is mycon, where mycon is a connection object created from the class or for name method, and here it is create statement. This method returns one object, that is statement object, and my stmt is the name of that object, and we will create the in SQL commands like this. Observe here is one SQL command, and we will store that in a SQL object string object. While executing the query, the statement provides two methods. One is execute query and execute update. Just recall that in the PHP interfaces we have used only one method, that is MySQL query, whereas in JDBC we have two methods. One is execute query, and here it is execute update. Execute update method is used to run the commands, that is SQL commands, such as insert, update, delete, create table, and drop table. These are all collectively called as action commands, and these introduces some modification in the existing structure of the database and also tables. And the second function, that is execute query, and this is used to run the query command, that is SQL command, and this returns some rows to the callee. Example here is in the first example, my statement, that is my stmt dot execute update, and here is insert into insert into insert into SQL command. Second one is execute query, that is select star from student. Okay, I erased all the marker now. Okay, just a minute. I have to make small changes here. Okay, it is corrected. So I have missed one parenthesis here. Now it is correct. My statement dot execute query. This is select command, and usually this command returns one object that is known as result set object. Result set object, but it is an interface related, and it is structured to store results of query commands. For example, select commands result is stored in result set object. Here in the example code, result is instance of result set class, interface, and one SQL command is prepared as a string. Observe this is the SQL command, and I will run this command using statement class statement object. Here is my statement dot execute query SQL command. SQL command is the string object. Whatever the result of this command is returned and stored in the object reference, that is result. Result set has many functions. In that, one such function is next. This method returns the current row in the result set object, and it returns false when the internal pointer of the result set object crosses the last row. Every row will contain one or more fields, and those fields may be different type. For example, a student name can be a string, whereas student's age can be an integer value. In that case, to get the information in that particular field, we have to use a particular type of methods that is generally known as get type methods. Get type method means here is there actually there is no get type. Here is type of the field can be is utilized with the get method. For example, here is get int. Here is int, which specifies that we are going to extract information from a particular field which can be integer value. Likewise, get float and get string. If you are not sure about what's the type of the information in a particular field, and if you are not processing it in the next step, just storing it and displaying it, then get string can be utilized for all type of the fields. Example here is get type method takes one parameter, that it can be an integer value or it can be a string value, a string integer parameter and string parameter. One important point you should remember that while specifying the column number or field number for get type method, it is always starts from 1. Whereas in array indexing it starts from 0, but here in this case inside the result set object the indexing of the column starts from 1. If you are not sure about what's the number and if you know the actual field name, then we can provide the field name, that is column name also. For example, consider a result of a select command is like this. First field contains value 3. Second field contains value convertible as a string. Third field contains a value that is 13.5, which is a float value, and fourth value is 2001, which is again integer value, and fifth field is again 1, which is a integer value. And if you assume that the second field value is the name of the second field, that second column is body style, and numbering of the column is starting from 1, not from 0. So if the field column number 1, then its value is 3. Likewise, field column number is 2, then its value is convertible. If this is the case, then I can write Java code to extract the value convertible from the second column, which is named as body underscore style in these two method styles. In the first style, since I know the actual name of the column, I can give it directly like this. Result get string. And again, if I know the column number, then I can give the value 2. Here is column number 1, column number 2, 2 like this. In both examples, you will get the same value, that is convertible. In the first example, style will contain the string convertible. In the second example also, style will contain the string convertible. Java has its own types. Likewise, SQL also its own data types. There may be chance that a type from the data SQL may not be compatible with the Java data type, or their name may be ambiguous. In that situation, we have to very careful about the selecting the type, that is in get type method in Java. So for that, here is a list of data types that can be used alternative like this. If you want to extract the information from a SQL command, and if the column type is integer or int, then in Java we can use int type. For small int it is short, for float, and here is in SQL command I can specify number of digits also, but here in Java there is no such type of feature, but we can safely use it for double. Likewise for real it is float. For double type in Java SQL in Java we can use double type, and for character and variable character we can use string in for both cases. Whereas for boolean we have bool data type in Java. These are the data type matching between SQL and Java. Now we'll go for metadata. Whenever we run a command, we will get some information from the data source. That data source may be a set of rows or any other information, but along with that, we will get some more information. That information describes the data or some part of the data or set of the data. So the additional information that came with the result is considered as metadata. So according to the definition, information that describes the database itself or some part of the database is called metadata. So this metadata is very important, because if you want to display a SQL commands result in a tabular format, and if you are not given the number of fields, number of rows, and name of the columns and type of the columns, then metadata will help us to create tabular information of the SQL commands, that is a select commands result. And usually there are two type of the informations, that is data type metadata, that is database metadata that describes the database, and this information contains number of databases, number of tables, and additional information that are specific for advanced programming. Result set metadata describes the result set object and number of rows, number of columns, and set of columns and their names, additional any other additional informations. We'll go for metadata related to database, and this is provided by an interface, that is database metadata. Whenever we make a successful connection with the database source by using a driver manager, then from that connection we can get the metadata by running the method get metadata. Observe that my con is object of connection object, which contains database references or reference details. From that I will create metadata, and it is stored in the object dbmd, which is nothing but instance of database metadata interface. From this onwards, we can get additional information, and it provides many useful functions along with the database metadata. In that, one method is get tables. Get tables gives a list of tables existing in the database, and usually it takes it 4 parameters. In that, first 3 parameters can be null. It can be null, and fourth parameter will take the value that is table, and this get table returns a result set object. From that we can get a list of all the existing database table names, and usually it is stored in the third row of the database tables. Here is the example. Assuming that the connection object for a database is mycon and the code to produce list is as follow. Here is table string name as an array here is, and from mycon, that is connection object, I am creating a get metadata that is stored in dbmd. I am running the method from dbmd, that is get table. First 3 parameters are null, and last one is tbl, which is a table string array which contains one element, that is table. Now from this result set object, that is result, okay, it should be lowercase. Here is a typo, here is result dot next. It using while loop I can get the information that the third field gets string. From each row there will be one database table name. Now we'll come to the next part, that is result set metadata. The metadata of a query is stored in object of the type result set metadata interface. Sorry, it is not class. Okay, now it is result set metadata interface. An object of this class is written from result set object when get metadata method is called. For example, here is assuming result is an object of result set of interface, I will call the function get metadata which returns result set metadata object, and I will store it in result set md, where result set md is instance of result set metadata. The number of columns and their names type size can be determined by result set md object through the methods of result set metadata. For example, here is number of columns can be identified by using the method get column count. Likewise, we can get the name of a column, that is ith column, that is returned by get column label I. Let's go for an example. The following code creates a display of column names of the result series. Assuming result is an object of result set object interface which contains result of a typical SQL command, that is select. From this instance, I will run method that is get metadata. Get metadata returns result set metadata object, and it is assigned to results md object. And from get column count, I can get the information about the number of columns that are present in the result set object. That means if it returns an result of select star from our select command, how many rows are there? How many columns are there? That I can get here is get column count. So it is in the for loop int I equals 1. Observe that I am using I is equal to 1 as here is, and column name always count here starts from 1. I less than or equal to result md dot get column count I plus plus. When I is equal to 1, I will run After running this statement, result md dot get column label 1, I will get column label of first column that is stored in column name. Then I will display it and it is tab character. Loop continues until I will get the column label of last column. Assuming that it contains 5 fields, then output can be like this: range number, first name, last name, branch and DOB. This is just assumption. If your table contains or result contains different number of columns and different names, column names, then you may get different output.